Cannon deposit, CryptoJoe. So CryptoJoe knows a lot about crypto. He also knows a lot about Trump. And I'm taking Tommy to the train station. I got to get there in like 10 minutes when we catch the train. So
where's he going?
So I'm there. You can introduce yourself, Crypto.
This is CryptoJoe.
Yeah.
Checking the charts from Florida, the United States, the U.S.
I think you're muted. Let's do sound check.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
All right.
Can you?
I think you're muted or something, or you may have to kill WhatsApp. Your WhatsApp is taking it.
Hold on, let me do it.
I'm going to kill WhatsApp. I'm going to end the WhatsApp.
Can you hear me now? How about now? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Emergency privacy. Let me get this. You'll be removed immediately by the stream. Why can't you hear me, guys? You'll be removed. Retouch. Done. Oh, man. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think I got a mic up here. Hold on. We were having space for sure. What was that up there? Hold on. I'm trying to figure it out. Hold on. Let's see. Anything to
See if he'll join back in. Yeah, I don't know. So what happens is I can accept. All right, you got to kill. There you go. You got to kill WhatsApp. WhatsApp takes over the mic, so you have to click on it and then kill WhatsApp. But I hear you now. You're live.
No, okay.
All right.
That was difficult. Hold on a minute. I'm trying to pull up.
It's just the phone. Two phone apps. One's controlling.
Yeah.
So you gotta basically kill WhatsApp. I mean, I sent it to you via WhatsApp on that thing. So, but we were talking earlier about USA Brexit. So why don't you give some quick summation to people watching what USA Brexit? What's been unfolding?
With U.S. Brexit.
So the whole USA Brexit, the idea that starting from Erdogan all over, all these right-wing movements, it's all the result of a PSYOPs campaign that is manipulating the populist groups to vote in these horrific.
What was the name of that guy you were talking about? What was that person's name you mentioned earlier?
Well, Steve Bannon worked for a guy called Robert Mercer, who invented. Robert Mercer is the IT guy. I'm talking about 2015, 2016. He had this idea that just like how stocks are manipulated, right? You could manipulate. You can manipulate people the same way, right? So Steve Bannon was his right hand guy. Steve Bannon has met with Marie Le Pen, Erdogan. I mean, he meets with all these individuals.
Is that the Cambridge Analytical guy?
So you know who Steve Bannon is.
Yes, of course.
Well, he basically was a point person from from Robert Mercer and Cambridge Analytica. So he was on top of the guy who ran Cambridge Analytica, right? The data scientist. Everything went down to the data science, but the reality is he was just, he was just a hired guy, to run the data on it. But the guy really, the lieutenant behind it all, was really Steve Bannon. So Steve Bannon, in my view, was like Machiavelli. And
well, he spent what 5 to 10 years in Europe, running around Europe, and they finally got sick of him and were asking America to take him back, and in some cases forcibly trying to get him out. He was running around Europe trying to create conservative movements over there. Remember when he tried it, kind of like doing it like guerrilla style on the ground before he probably maybe got they ran into some other stuff where they're doing it with Facebook and TikTok or whatever, but he was doing that in Europe for years.
Well, I mean, his money came from Robert Mercer. Robert Mercer funded Breitbart.
Oh, that's right. Okay, Mercer is the money behind Breitbart's.
Yes, he's behind Breitbart. He's behind Cambridge Analytica was one of his companies. He had a whole bunch of them. And basically after the success of Brexit, which was like in Japanese we'd say tapiokai. So tapiokai is like a coming out party, right? You're like, hey, it proved its worth. And you have to understand that the algorithm is just another word for AI. So the algorithm was trained on decades of how to conduct misinformation campaigns. Then all of a sudden you had all the data points from Facebook, right? And then as a result of all the data points from Facebook, you
have all the mice.
Yeah.
You take all the mice, put them in the lab.
Yeah, and
go ahead.
And the thing is that I'm trying to get Tommy to his train's leaving in 9 minutes. If you miss the train, I'll take you to Fuku in 5 minutes. He said 40, and 5 I think is further. All right, so I'm rushing to the train station so Tommy can catch his train. I'll hang out at the train station. If you miss the train, I'll drive you to Fukui. It's not a problem. Yeah, so the thing is that if you look at any of my videos, right, I have a whole thing. I didn't post it on this. When you look at any of the videos, you'll see I've pinned comments that describe it all. It describes the entire process on how it unfolded. And you have to think of Cambridge Analytica. You have to think of USA Brexit as a disease. And this disease has been infecting, all politics globally. And and people are wondering how all these right-wing groups are winning, and it's because of this weaponization.
And the feeling that most of the normal people, and there's obviously more of us, this gut feeling that you had that the reason some people are saying, "Oh, it feels like a time warp," or we've switched dimensions. Yeah, it does kind of feel like that when you're shifted and you're looking at something, because in your gut what we're watching is not accurate. It's not real. It's not true. So you're left with this feeling of win after win after win across border after border, and you think to yourself, there's no way that this is turning this way. It's not doing it naturally. This is not a man-made or human psyche thing that's been happening over the last 4 to 8 years, where multiple countries are falling to this national movement. Let's worry about ourselves. Let's divide, keep out the other. That's not a coincidence, and that's why it feels so weird for people like us and the millions like us. It's not, and you don't want to scream cheat foul, because it's not really like cheating in the sense like they rigged the box of the voting booth. It's something else entirely, and that's what we're feeling. Doesn't it seem like half the population is hypnotized?
We have a commercial coming up here. We have a commercial. You have to see this. You have to see this commercial coming up. It's coming up in 3, 2, 1. Here it is, the commercial, right here. Just
is that our commercial break?
Like all these girls, I'm watching all these girls. These are all high school girls. And
Y'all
they're
wear
wearing
skirts like that?
they're wearing mini skirts and fucking 0 degrees. I mean, what's going on with their coochie up there? You know? Dude,
Is that the school? Is that the
those are
school miniskirt thing?
no, they're going out on the town. They're wearing. I saw another group over there. It's like they're like really fucking hiked up. It's like, what's going
So that's
on?
really true. Those little Japanese girls wear those things running around, like regular attire.
Well, you just saw it right there. I was like walking by me.
I was just thinking she was going to school.
No, it's a weekend. It's they're all off right now for summer vacation. So all the girls,
Wow.
I mean, it is fucking freezing right now. There's snow on the ground, and the girl's got her fucking skirt like basically at her tatatootie. Fucking tootie. Anyway, commercial break over. I just wanted to point that out. Japan, there's literally 3 million girls in Japan.
Doesn't it feel like they're hypnotized? Doesn't it feel like some of the population is hypnotized? It does.
Yeah, they're conned, dude. They're completely they're conned. You can't get upset at the MAGA. I call them, by the way, CryptoJoe. I call them the MAGA maggot Muppets. The MAGA maggot Muppets. I call them maggots, right? The maggots, because they consume this red meat. And I mean, look what's going on.
Maggots.
They're maggots. They're brainless. They don't use their brain. They just consume the red meat. And you know, and they spew out that to consume more, and they live in. And if you look at maggots, they always like all together, like consuming. Right? They're all fucking like.
That's why they all sound alike too. They all say the same talking point.
Yeah.
What's that? They're like the Borg.
Yeah.
In the sense of the way they communicate. But yeah, they are a little bit MAGA-like, and that's such a good turn on the MAGA thing because it's obviously it's appropriate. Plus, it feels good to say.
Well, they call us vermin, crypto. They call us vermin. So what do vermin do? They eat maggots. We're eating the maggots. This show is all about consuming maggots. If you want us to come onto the show and like talk your shit below, or come on and pop on the Discord and come into a chat and talk your shit. I'll talk to you, maggot. I don't give a fuck. Say I don't block anyone on this show. You can put any comment you want. The reason why I deleted this guy is because this kid said he was 8 years old, and I don't think that's appropriate. You say that you're a fucking 8-year-old on my fucking stream, you're gonna get a 24-hour timeout. Right? You should, as a kid, you shouldn't be advertising how fucking old you're on the internet. I mean, your mother or your father
shouldn't be involved. There's too many fun, more pleasant things to be doing as a child. Be in these conversations. I was talking to my brother Billy, who's an arduent. He's a lunatic maggot, and he called me up a couple of days ago, literally just to gloat. And he was just going on and on about. He was running the bullet points in reverse, talking about look how great it is, look how great it is. And I just realized it. And I said, Bill, honestly, there was some policy issues that I think, because Trump is like a shotgun blast. He throws out so many different things that there's, of course, some that you could agree with. And it's not too bad to agree with some of the things he says. The part that any reasonable person, man or woman, would think not to actually follow anything because he has no integrity. He's morally bankrupt. So even a morally bankrupt person or somebody with no intention of doing the right thing other than to serve himself, they can say things and be for things that I also am for. So I said, there's a couple of things that I've said. I've been telling my brother Billy now after he was gloating, called me up to gloat. And I said, there's a couple of things that I am for that I do agree with him policy wise. The problem is I don't want him to be the leader of anything. I wouldn't trust him in the to be the bathroom guy handing out the towels. And he's like, oh, and the point that I'm trying to make is he started to attack me and go, you never said that. He was denying me that I ever said anything at any point, which I had said many times over the last 4 years, 8 years. But the point I'm making is the maggots are so much into their world of just whatever you want to call it that they're not even willing to turn and accept you in. They're so discombobulated that they're not even willing to say, oh, you want to join us now? They're just like their own.
Well, look at the Civil War unfolding right now with the techno.
They don't want to join. They don't want us to convert.
The techno bros over the extremists, right? who are anti-immigration. The techno bros, like, we need the J1H, whatever, the H1J visa. We need those guys for our businesses.
Fundamental to our success.
And what's the name said? You guys are too dumb. That's why we need them. You're all too dumb. I mean, the whole whatever his name is, the Indian guy.
He stepped in his own shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and now they're all upset over it.
Well, then he went up against listen, you got to give credit where credit's due. Laura Luma is a master troller. She's a weirdo. She might even be a man. No problem. I don't care. I just think it's funny because they're so against transgender people, and they have several in their midst. But it's weird that she, of all people, called Elon out the best with her tweet. She was destroying him. She's a good troll. And I just, it's, to me, I think, well,
what was the tweet? Tell us what the tweet was. What did she say?
Here, let me look them up, because I was just thinking the same thing real quick. Give me 1 second. Hold on.
But like, both of us are crypto guys. So, I mean, I hate Trump, but he's done amazing for my cryptos, and so it's like,
yeah, I mean, I'm a bit of a hypocrite there, because.
But the thing is that, in regards to cryptos, it's like he's just a grifter, and he sees cryptos as a grift. And 100%. The good news is he's actually putting some good people to run shit that actually understand cryptos, and maybe we'll get the legislation we need. The fact that they're talking about the whole Bitcoin standard. I mean, you're going to create, 1 million Bitcoin into a reserve. I mean, and it's funny how everyone is jumping all over that. Somehow that's a rich man's grift thing, and it really isn't. I mean, you just look at what Bitcoin was 9 years ago, and you look where's it going to be 9 years from now. There's less than, I think the last thing I did, it was like there's only like 600,000 Bitcoin being traded right online. That's it, 600,000, and that number has been dropping, right? It was at 3 million, but now it's down like 600,000. You look at the simple calculation. You look at the volume, you divide it by the price, and that's the number everyone should be looking at, because that's basically the supply crunch. And when that thing hits, when Japan when the Japan pension fund buys into crypto, buys into Bitcoin, when all these other massive institutional, they're not going to buy and sell. They're going to fucking buy and forget about it. And where's that Bitcoin going to come from? And it's just going to, so I was looking at some of his picks, like the guy he's putting as the czar of crypto and AI. He has his own podcast.
Yeah. Listen, the people in crypto that have been involved in crypto for the last decade, they recognize an opportunity, just as a dictator over in an Asian country would with Trump. Anybody right now that has a good plan or a bad plan, if they can get close to them, they can get it implemented. I'm kind of going a little deep there to be more general and specific. He looks at crypto as a way to line his pockets, and he's in the most powerful position he could be in to pump and dump the crypto that he's going to pump and dump. And he might not even dump it. I mean, obviously he's going to ride this wave to the fullest. And what he's doing smart is he's listening to the folks around him that are bringing in smart people that are in the crypto space already, people that are going to be good for us, I feel kind of hypocritical saying this, but, and this part that I'm about to say, there's parts of Trump that obviously aren't all bad. They just aren't. The only thing that I could never shake off is the fact that I just don't think that he's a good leader from the aspect that he cares about the folks that he's now in leadership of in general.
Well, he cares about himself. He just cares about himself, and he's going to do everything to benefit himself. I mean, that's the bottom line, So, and as a result of him benefiting himself, if he helps other people, right? As a result, then that's kind of like a beneficial outcome that wasn't planned but happens, and that's what people need to understand about Trump. So, but I mean, it's like now, the whole immigration thing, the whole campaign, and see, that's what gets me about Trump. It was all about we're rounding out the fucking the undocs. We're gonna round them out, all the undocs, and ultimately we're gonna round them up. And now it's like you hit the H1 there, and Trump even said the whole H1 visa, right? H1J visa, whatever it is for the techno. He made a video back when he was president about that, saying, it's stealing American jobs and all that. But no one who really understands the situation, right? Current situation, right? Here's the deal. Here's the real deal. Here's the real deal that no one's talking about. AI is going to do all those fucking jobs within the next 5 years. So all those H1J visas, AI is going to do them. You won't need them. You don't need Indians. You won't need Americans. And they're just trying to get to that hump where AI takes it over, all that stuff. But no one is talking about that, But that's the reality. I mean, you look at what AI now is scoring on coding exams. You look what it's scoring on all these different exams. It's just insane, right?
It's spreading faster into different categories than people can even imagine. There's so many jobs that I would say in the next 12 months it's gonna destroy. I mean, you've got the obvious the low hanging fruit stuff, like what is it called, titles for like real estate, and there's a bunch of areas in real estate. You got the obvious places that are happening too with what was the other ones that were
like
right there?
Filings? Dude,
the marketing,
like patent.
all the marketing jobs are going to be gone.
All the patent filing, why do I need a patent attorney? I can
Yeah,
file everything
yeah,
else.
yeah. Some of that. What is that? What is this? The secretary job. That's a legal position. Legal secretaries.
Administrative assistant.
All that stuff. But I mean, think of that, and it's going to be reaching into other things too. I'm looking for this tweet. It listed like all the categories and different jobs that it's already going to devour. I am. I'm still looking for that. I'm doing two things at once. I can do two things at once. I'm still looking for her actual tweets. I wanted to read them out. They're pretty amazing. She ripped it. She was really, really ripping into them. It was amazing. Hold on here. I'm getting close. One second.
Hi. Welcome to the Move2Japan show. I'm live every day. Today I've got CryptoJoe. Someone I've known a long time. Come on, him and I both rally on Trump. So he's gonna he's gonna show you there's a war going on right with MAGA right now, and it's the MAGA techno bros versus the MAGA, racists, right? I don't know what you want to call them, the old school MAGAs.
Here with Laura.
Yeah.
So here's a tweet. I'm going to read out a tweet from Laura Luma. Laura Luma wrote, at Elon Musk has now sent his Malaysian dick sucker reply guy at Still Gray to attack me because I asked the real questions. So on brand, period. Foreigner, Elon Musk running to another foreigner to silence an American Trump voter, period. So on board. Next, they will send me to one of Xi Jinping's concentration camps for speaking the truth to power. So she writes that about Elon Musk, and shortly after that, Elon Musk suspended her for 10 days on Twitter. It's amazing, dude. They are fighting.
He took her blue chip away, right?
Yeah. He took away her chip, and then he shut her up for, I think, 10 days or 12 days. But that's not the only thing. I'm going to find some more here. There's some just some really good zingers. She, like I said, look, I mean, think what you want about her, but she's talented as a troll.
Yeah.
I can't find. Let me see if I can get this other one. Dang it, that was so funny. This one talking about it wasn't the BIH stuff. It was something, or B18. It wasn't the H1B stuff.
H1, yeah, H1.
Yeah, I know. It's not the visa. He said something, but go ahead.
Well, then Ramaswamy, whatever his name is, Ramaswamy, do a big post.
Yeah, Vivek. He's chimed in.
Well, what's the name? What do they call Vivek? They call him something. They call him Vivek.
Oh, wait a minute. Here, let me at least get this part out too, because this is relevant. So that's so Elon Musk hicks her back. That said, this is Elon writing. That said, comma, any accounts found to be engaged in coordinated attacks to spam target accounts with mute/blocks will be themselves categorized correctly as spam. So he turned her into spam. She writes back, how are you having an open debate when people who called out H1B, including me, just had their verifications taken away by X? This is censorship. At Vivek Ramzami, not open debate on Musk has taken. So she writes. Not open debate. Period. At Elon Musk has taken away my verified account and canceled all my subscriptions. Open debate, dude. This is like. It's just I have glee in what I'm.
Have to understand it was never the point was not to make Twitter open source, open debate, everything else. No, it was all part of the campaign
That was a
to get more data. That was
a
just his
smoke
talking point. That was his talking point. Yeah, I want to, provide, freedom of speech and all this on X. And here he is, guy fucking over anyone who talks shit on him. And he's been doing this nonstop with reporters who report on stuff and everything else. He's X has been weaponized, and this is something you probably don't remember. I don't know, but Jack Dorsey always referred to X as the heartbeat of the planet. It's the heartbeat. And imagine now, you have control. And the thing is, it's not about if you've left X, it doesn't matter. They know who you are. They know where you live. They know how you felt. They've got that data. I mean, Twitter is around. You don't think they deleted fucking Twitter data from 10 years ago, whatever it started. He has all of that. So so he weaponized X into this platform of disinformation and lies. He used it to elect Trump. And now, here's the crazy thing. He's endorsing a Nazi party in Germany. He's endorsing Nigel Farage, the guy who was behind Brexit. Elon is.
He is. So
Elon endorsed the Nazi party in Germany, what's equivalent to it, and he also endorsed Nigel Farage, which is a direct connection to fucking Brexit.
Yeah. Well, let's just put it on the table. Let's just be as honest and forth and as I'll be as honest and just as straight as I can. South Africa is a racist apartheid. I mean, obviously that's what it is. That's what it started out to be. The people, the English that migrated there went there to be superior. They believe they're superior. They've not hit it. And Elon Musk is a product of that. So just as I'm not making excuses for him, but what we're talking about shouldn't be breaking news. He obviously had to mask his real thoughts and his real views on things. He masked it so that he could infiltrate the populace, so that he could sell cars and here's where he's making a mistake, by the way. So he could sell cars and so that he could be successful. And in America, and with his ideas that he had, good or bad. But the problem is that he showed his hand too soon. He basically whipped out his swastika tattooed penis and said, I tricked you all. Shut the fuck up. Fuck your face. And here we are, and everybody's like, you fucking. It's like he came out too soon. He should have slow rolled this about 20 or 30 years. You know what I mean? I mean, it's crazy that and I think that what it is that there's a stage of ego, and you can look it up. I mean, I could look it up, but anyone can. But there's certain stages to an ego, an egomaniac goes all the way up to a megalomaniac, and the stages are, they describe the last few, whatever they are. Well, I think it's a megalomaniac, to where they start to believe their own nonsense. And they start to in this bubble, this shield, where I'm sure Trump is now, since he's won the second time, where they feel this is where they start to make their mistakes. Well, what I'm saying.
I think from his point of view, from Musk's point of view, is I made you, Trump. I made you. Okay. I funded your campaign when it was down in the hole. I created that pact. I took over all, he took over all of his advertising of it. Who do you think was doing the advertising? Grok. Who was doing it? Oh, it was all fucking AI driven based on the stuff. I mean, he was running campaigns in Pennsylvania. He got the fucking Mormons, right? With the Mormons, not the Mormons, we were in Pennsylvania, the Quakers. He got the Quakers to come out and vote against Biden. They never come out, right? They never really come out on national. They got the Quakers to come out. And I remember one woman being interviewed, and she was pro fucking Palestine, Gaza, and she said, all I'm seeing are these ads that Kamala loves Israel. All I'm seeing all the time, I'm just seeing these ads all the time that Kamala loves. I mean, every time I look at I'm seeing this ad. I'm seeing these ads, right? And then someone else is like, all I'm seeing is this Jew person in Pennsylvania. All I'm seeing is Kamala fucking is supporting Hamas. All I see, it's fucking right in your face.
They were blatant about it. They were blatant about it.
This psyops misinformation campaign, and it's so more sophisticated than it was in 2016. And that's what people don't get. Yeah. And that's why really, the whole point of this show, even though I'm in Japan, the whole idea is get the fuck out and move to Japan. I mean, this shit could happen in Japan. I mean, they could weaponize some imperial party in Japan.
But some of the countries that have a better grip, if you will, on their social media, it's not gonna take off. The freedoms that the countries that have the most freedoms are the ones that are most susceptible, right? So nobody's gonna tell you.
Yeah, America. I mean, America's whole money politics, dark money, all that. America is perfect for it, and that's why I call it USA Brexit. It's no longer Brexit. Brexit was the test. It's USA Brexit, and this disease. It's a disease. But what gets me upset, Crypto, is that all people are like, you like the Midas touch. You've got Kyle from Secular Talk. You've got Popok, and you got Ben, and you got all these Brian Tyler Cohen. None of them are talking about the disease. They're talking about the symptom and the fucking outcome. It's like even what's his name, the Young Turks guy who recently went on Talking Point, right? And none of them fucking, it's like, it's right here in front of their noses, right? But they can't see it because it's so fucking close to them. And they're looking out and they're pointing fingers at other Democrats and all of this and upset at AOC because she didn't do this or that. And I'm like, wake the fuck up, dude. Stop talking about all this nonsense. Look at the fucking disease that's happening right in front of your nose.
And isn't that the secret weapon, is that it's still undetected by the masses? Right now, ironically, we're the fringe. We're the in the trenches. That 20 years ago was the led by Rush, not the same information, obviously, but Rush Limbaugh, and that spawned that Alex Jones lunatic. It was those guys that were talking the crazy shit that is now blown past everything and is completely pop culture and is completely the norm. It's the top things and shit I used to see on the internet 15 years ago that were ridiculous. Have Trump opened the gateway and their mainstream thoughts, mainstream things, space lasers and shit. Which, by the way, the space laser thing is just so unbelievable to me to say it out loud. To think that they've been going after Soros. He's been the boogeyman for so long about having a billionaire pull your strings, pull the strings of all the Democrats. And now there is no strings. A billionaire just walked up and stuck a stick right up Trump's ass and stood next to him on stage. And all of a sudden, they don't give a shit about that anymore. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
so remember, Soros had to do it. Soros had to do it in the shadows. How many times did Tucker Carlson or Laura, whatever her name is, or Handy
Laura Ingraham?
Yeah, when they do these shows, where like, oh yeah, they tried to prove how Soros's money was behind this fraud or that voting thing. They had to prove the big detective shows to prove it. And here we are. Fast forward 10 years, 15 years later, and he's standing on the stage with the billionaire.
Yeah, clearly, hey, sign up. I'll give you $1 million. Sign up. I'll give you $1 million. I'll give you $1 million. Right. Just register to vote. $1 million.
It's incredible.
What the fuck, dude?
It's incredible. And it's that kind of behavior that doesn't get checked. And once they realize that it's not checked. What do you think those two say to each other when they go back behind the curtain? You know that they're going, we could literally do anything we want. That's why it's so out of control right now. And society moves slow. The morals of man move slow. You know, it will come a time when all of us as a mass will start to reject this behavior. We'll start to it'll be repulsive. It'll be repelled. It happened. It happened in the 60s and the 70s.
Well, and that's the whole point behind my show here. You know, this Move to Japan is like, people are like, well, you don't even in America. Why are you bringing it up? Because people, I mean, all these left wing
America affects everything.
They don't understand the power of fucking algorithms. They don't understand the AI. This is the first weaponization of AI to steal the political system, right? AI has stolen the political system. And if you're willing to simply lie and make up shit, right? The AI will tell you what to say. You know, like half of me thinks like all this drama is maybe part of it. Like for example, like in the music industry, how so and so says, "Oh, you cheated on me," and there's all this, it's all fake. You know, you're from it's all fabricated to get your fucking song in front. Yeah. So half of me thinking is like looking at all this stuff going on. You know,
what a good analogy you just used. You just said that in the rapper world, to sell tickets, they start a fight between I'm making up names. They start a fight between 50 Cent and Ja Rule. Now, it might be a legitimate beef where they're talking bad about each other, but what they're really doing is they're taking the 50 Cent fans and they're putting them against the Ja Rule fans. So you create these two different groups, and both people in charge of those groups, which is in this case the record companies, they both profit from both of them, and it's the same exact thing. Listen, I don't know, maybe a lot of politicians through the last 3 decades, 24 or 5 decades, didn't think it was possible to do what Trump did, but Trump was able to do the most fundamental thing. He just hardened his group up and told everybody that the other side was evil and bad verbatim, but that other side happened to be Americans. And it was the first time, I think, any presidential candidate attacked actual other Americans by saying, look,
but he had the machine again. It has that USA Bricks had that machine behind it, where whatever he said, all of a sudden the red meat would like amplify it and say it, and they're all behind it. Doesn't matter whether he says crazy shit like pedo Trump, hey, Howard Stern, I'm the owner of a Miss Teen pageant. I can go back and see the naked teenage girls. All right. And that doesn't fucking rock your brain as a father or anything. It's like, oh yeah, that's cool. Just go look at the naked girls. That's a fucking pedo, Joe. That's fucking pedo.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah. Yeah. And then he does things like that 10, 20, 30 times, and he floods the market, and then everybody gets numb to it and they don't care. And it's just like me sitting here. I could write down 10 bullet points and discuss them with my brother, Billy, and each one, by the time I'm on the third one, instead of defending Trump, by the time I'm on the third one out of 10, he's calling me a scumbag and me a loser. I point out things that Trump does, as like maybe that thing where he did with his charity, where he actually bought a picture of himself and he was keeping the money for charity. And I bring that up because come on, that's something you wouldn't do.
He's not even allowed to sit on the board of a fucking charity, dude.
No, but my point is
sitting on the board because of his grift.
But back to what I was saying is, all Trump had to do was tell everybody the media was fake, and then tell everybody that the other side, in this case Democrats, were evil, terrible people, and make an enemy out of them in a way that no other person running for president had made an enemy out of the other side. He wasn't just talking about the other people like the Democrats in office. He's saying Democrats in whole, as all the other Democrats, everybody. Us. And then what does that do? What does that do? That makes it so you can do a lot of things in war that you can't do in peacetime. You can get away with a lot more shadier shit when you're at war.
And that's basically Hitler's handbook. Right. That's why I use a hashtag USA Hitler, 1932. That's
Correct.
what Hitler did. He weaponized, he number one is he tore down the media, and look at the outcome. Now they're all fucking, let me give you $15 million, ABC, that's, and even like this is where
Isn't that
everyone's
funny?
upset with this is why people are upset with Cenk, because Cenk went on to Talking Point, and it was like, yeah, there's a lot of Democrats, it's like, it's all of a sudden he's like, and the thing is, what Cenk doesn't understand from the Young Turks is the audience doesn't understand the nuance that Cenk is playing, this high level fucking chess game. What they see is a fucking left leader on the fucking stage of Turning Point, basically placating and saying you're right. That's all they fucking see.
Joining the other
That's
side.
all they fucking see, right? And Cenk, trying to be, I'm kind of coming in there and you're all reading it wrong because they're actually populist and I'm going to, come in, and it's like, no, Cenk.
But what he's doing is, it's even more nefarious than that, really, because obviously every single person that has any type of following whatsoever is a character or playing a character, or they're developing into a character. Cenk is also chasing the times that he sensed that the tide of commercial dollars have changed. His Twitters and his clicks have gone down if he stays behind the D. He's making the smooth transition over to the I, the independent, and then he's going to slide his foot over to the R, to the Republican, and then he's going to probably jump right into the M, the MAGA.
Well,
he's doing this for revenue.
Yeah, he's in stark denial. A lot of people defended him.
Well, he's gonna listen. You know who else famously has done this, and it's easy to do. You can have plausible deniability because there's a lot of things on the left that are absolutely fucking bananas. That doesn't mean that we every human being should have the right to have insurance. Everybody, every human being shouldn't have to worry about guns being at schools. There should be there's basic shit we all know that should be. But then there's the other side of the left that's fucking hurting us a bit. You shouldn't have guys playing on girls' teams in organized sports. That's not okay, and it's fucking ridiculous. And you shouldn't have guys going using bathrooms that they shouldn't be using. Some of the basic, and also you should make sure that when you have a border that people come across it, there's enough judges and there's a system in place to be able to handle the intake of having people come over here as opposed just to coming over here for bad things. My point is, there's a right way to do the border. There's a right way to have equal rights for transgender. But there's so many. It's so easy for the right to pick on certain things that clearly, probably some people on the left would probably agree they don't agree with either. But I think what got started on this little tangent was talking about what's his name? Bill Meyer. What is it, Bill? What's the guy on HBO? Hello. Hello. Anyway, the point is I think that Bill Meyer is another guy that is just basically chasing the dollar and realize, the Democrats lost. So when the Democrats lost, then that means the money and the attention is going to go over to the right, and that's what they're doing. They're following their audience. I'm looking for this Laura Loomer thing too while we're talking.
Yeah, I'm back. My phone overheated. I had to cool it down. I got the AC on, cooling it off.
Dude, really? It overheated?
Yeah, I have it in the thing, and the heat is pouncing, coming up off the heater.
From the heater.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was just saying that, somebody else is chasing the dollar too. That's the guy from HBO that does the talk show, Bill Mayer, whatever his name is. He's not really going right. He's just agreeing with stuff that's ridiculous on the left, and it's easy with some. There's some things on the left that are just obscure, weird. Here's the difference: Democrats and liberals have a handful of things that are just screwy and weird, and they shouldn't be. But the difference is that the Republicans, 80% of it is all bad. They're just fucking hedonistic. moralist heathens for the most part that just want to fucking do all kind of crazy shit and fuck the rules, forget about having any type of regulations. If you have a tire company and you can make a lot of money, but the chemicals you got to kick out somehow kill or give kids cancer around the neighborhood, that's a doable thing. They're just it's simple as this.
Like hey, let's just cancel the cancer research for kids. Let's just cancel that.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing. That's the Elon thing. Think about this. In short, and I do believe this, and I'll challenge anybody to change my mind. I'm open to changing my mind. Democrats care about people and Republicans care about property. Democrats care about people and Republicans care about property or things. And I'm not saying which one is better than the other. I'm just stating that as a fact. My observation as a 58-year-old guy and been around for a while. Democrats are tree hugging, give money away, feed the kids, make sure kids have lunch at school, women's rights. They care about people. They sincerely think that insurance is a human right. Bernie Sanders, I believe, you're just born with an empathy towards other humans. And then there's another group of people that aren't born with that trait. And they think that getting 6 cars is important and making sure that even though they've got $10 million, they got to make another 10. There's nothing wrong with that either. It's just a different breed. I almost like those two types of personalities to the Cain and Abel story. Cain, the murderer, and Abel. I'm not trying to get religious. I'm only using the story as an example of you could have 2 different seeds on this earth or multiple different seeds that could maybe justify why some people are, capable of murder and some are not. But I think I kind of jumped off a little bit from what I was talking about, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what do you think Republicans give a shit about fucking kids eating lunch at school? Or do they say, hey, their parents should be able to afford it? Do you think that Republicans give a shit about fucking having insurance for your family for free like some other countries? No, they think that you should go out and pay $400 to $500 a month for insurance. The only problem is that insurance companies are greedy, and over time, that price went up to $1,500 to $2,000 unfairly.
You look at the history. To go for a walk. The sun's out here. Is that rain? What the fuck, dude? I was gonna go walk, but like the sun's out and it's raining. That's fucking damn for you. I'm going for a walk up here. What was I gonna say?
I forgot. Jimmy Carter passed away today.
Yeah, I know. Fucking. I mean, that guy was.
Wait, I want to bring up something before I forget. We'll come back. Let's come back to Mr. Carter in a second. I want to bring this up before I forget. In the last decade, Russia has been accused of not caring about the ice melting and the world warming up. As a matter of fact, some people, right or wrong, have accused Putin of wanting to excel that. And also, not just them, but China also doesn't care about global warming. That's why they weren't in on the whole thing with Obama. And the reason behind it started to make... I was trying to figure out why in the hell was Trump give a shit about Greenland? Why? And now I realize, somebody pointed it out astutely. There's a bunch... The ice is melting, and the faster it melts, the better it is for the people that have access to in and around Greenland. And as it melts and becomes the access around that area... opens up because of global warming. It's happening. That's why Trump doesn't. He's always making fun of it. Global warming doesn't exist. One of the reasons is that's why he wants to take control of Greenland for all the assets and the minerals and the things that are in Greenland.
Yeah. Plus, it's the highway. It's the highway. It's a fucking highway around the Arctic, dude. It's like a very
but what a gamble! But what a big gamble that is. You're gambling that global warming isn't a big deal. And that you're hoping that it doesn't do all these crazy things with creating superstorms. And you're saying, bluey to that. That's not true. But I want it to happen because the benefit to me is we're going to have some more real estate up in Greenland. Well, what if Greenland does melt? And for the next 200-300 years?
Yeah, 2 meter high water. So New York is gone.
Well,
Shanghai, all the countries. All the areas.
Yeah, but these guys just joke around and say, oh, well, so what? You'll move back in 30 feet. It's not just that you're going to lose land due to water swell. It's not the biggest part of it. It's going to create changes in the water flow, where the water flows warm and cold, and it's going to create monster storms and at different places. It's
I mean,
going to change the entire weather system.
We just saw it happening with, you know, with the different hurricanes, the Category 5 hurricanes that came out of nowhere.
There was there almost wasn't a hurricane that didn't get to Category 5 this time.
Yeah.
There's almost none that didn't get there. They usually only come like one every 2 or 3 years. Every single hurricane that came through started.
Yep.
Some of them started to touch 4. It became normal. One of them did it in 24 hours.
Yeah, that was
one of them went from a no hurricane to a Category 5 in 24 hours.
Yeah.
And it stayed still down there by Mexico before it took off.
Yep. And
How cold is it?
Then it slammed into Tampa.
Yeah, it did.
And
then
month
before that one,
go for a walk. It's fucking cold. Fuck, it's cold. Fuck.
Looks cold.
Fuck, it's cold, dude. I can't imagine those girls walking around with the fucking little skirts. You know, insane.
Maybe they're wearing pantyhose.
No, they weren't. There were no pantyhose on that. That was a
Are you sure?
I could tell.
What?
Oh fuck, man! I gotta go inside. It's too fucking cold, dude. I thought I was going for a walk. God, it's cold. It's like Arctic fucking weather. I don't have a t-shirt under this thing, but anyway, yeah, it's crazy, really crazy.
Well, anyway, it's not just about losing 2 feet of the shoreline across every country. That it's going to be far more dire than that, or it's not. It's one of the two things. I mean, obviously,
it is gonna. If there's more energy in the water bodies, then those energy gets transformed into storms. It's very simple science.
Plus, once you start fucking with the navigation system of the actual weather system, the warm water in the ocean and salt water in places where it hits fresh water, that stuff starts to change shit drastically. And that ice that's frozen is fresh water. That's not salt water frozen.
Yeah, I know.
And once you start to add that, you start that in a body of ocean, it changes a lot of stuff that we aren't anticipating.
It's called the Gulf Stream. The Gulf Stream is powered by salt water, and if it gets diluted, it's going to weaken it, which is going to create completely.
Go ahead. Where are you at now? By the house?
Yeah, I'm heading back, dude. I'm getting back in the fucking house.
How cold is it right now, degree-wise, in a way that I can understand?
30.
Is there snow on the ground?
Yeah, there's snow on the ground. Ice and snow and shit. Fuck.
Well, it's 12:19 here. I got to get up early. I'm going to have to sign off on this damn thing. I'm going to call you
tomorrow. All right, we'll do this again. It was good having you, man. Good night. All right,
yeah. I'll talk to you.
The likes, the follows. All right, catch you later, man.
All right, bye.